As you leave the theater,
We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on a giant screen with a few colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading
it's
about.
showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
We're delighted to have you with us. They're driving theater.
You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment.
Is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Good evening, everyone. What's going on? It is September 15th already, somehow. I don't know how that happened, but you are tuned in to the Drive-In Speaker Rocks podcast. I'm your host, Bo, the Boom Operator.
It's like Doggy the Grip.
And we're going to be here with you for the next hour talking to you about movies and movie-related stuff and like movie news and reviews. We watched some movies at the theater. We're going to talk to you about that. We're not going to talk to you too much about the, Emmys, because those happened, and that's mostly TV, so whatever. Thanks for the sub. Vince over on Twitch, 50 months. Whoa, that's a lot of months that you've spent with us. That's a long time. That's a couple of years. Thank you for your sacrifice of giving us that time of your life that you'll never get back. We hope it's worth it. So, but thanks for tuning in. We saw some movies this week. I saw the Long Walk. I saw the Stephen King based off of his 1979 like debut novel written under a different name, and then we both saw Spinal Tap. The End Continues. Yeah, we saw both of those movies. We actually, on a rare circumstance, saw that movie together and sat next to each other, which usually doesn't happen very often. Normally, we're just like, "Did you see that?" And we're like, "Yeah, I saw that." Because I'm usually a Sunday afternoon guy.
And I'm a late evening.
Yeah, and he's always late evening. So
I like doing the late show. Get the least amount of people.
Sunday afternoon ain't too many. Like usually that noon or 2 o'clock on a Sunday.
Well, the 3 late shows, I bought those early tickets because my dad and brother accompanied me, and the 3 late shows sold out.
Yeah, it was. There was more people in our Spinal Tap theater than I thought were in showings of Spinal Tap in the rest of the country, according to the box office. Not doing so hot there. We'll talk about that later in the show, though.
How many theaters was it in? Because only one of our theaters got
it. It was in 1,900 theaters nationwide.
That's
so
crazy.
about half of the theaters in the country.
A little under half.
Under half.
That's crazy.
But it did not do very well at the box office. But, if you really think about it, the original one, which is heralded as a comedic classic, also didn't really have a great box office run, but, has lived on in the annals of time as being comedic gold. But we're going to talk about those movies in the second part of the hour. But the first part of the hour we reserve for news stuff, like news and then new releases and things of that nature. So, the news. A lot of people were talking about Emmys again. I don't want to talk really about Emmys. It's a lot of TV shows. I will say that Trammell Tillman got an Emmy from Severance, and I do want to mention that because, he just kind of came on the scene. They picked him up off the street, basically, and for this role, and he knocked it out of the park. And I think the first African American to win Best Supporting Actor and also openly gay, and that was like firsts in the Emmys. I don't know why those why that's important for giving awards. I mean, it's cool, but I thought that it's just because he was unbelievably badass in that role. I mean, did you watch Severance? Dude.
Wasn't it like an Apple TV thing?
Yeah, and he 100% slayed that role. It was quite possibly the coolest character ever. And what was it? There was a sentence. He used big words, and some people didn't like it. But there was one where what did he say? Consume feculence. consume feculence instead of just telling somebody to eat shit. And it's pretty good. Need a bumper sticker of consume feculence. But anyway, unless you have anything else to say about the Emmys, I'm over it.
I don't. We're not the award show guys. One thing, Vince says that Yvette said I'm psyched about Downton Abbey opening up above Spinal Tap. I don't know about that, but you know what? When we were watching Spinal Tap, there was a trailer for a movie, a slapstick comedy, Naked Gun style movie that is very Downton Abbey called Fuckham Hall.
Fuckham Hall.
That, I'll tell you what, I'm pretty excited about that because it looks pretty good. As far as Downton Abbey stuff
and a
goes.
slapstick comedy too, which we haven't, now that the like you were saying the Naked Gun, we haven't seen a whole lot of slapsticks. Now it's like 2 back to back within 12 months of each other, and that's kind of odd, especially after the performance of Spinal Tap, because comedies have been a difficult sell in Hollywood lately. So interesting to see them coming out, but. What else in the news? A lot of TV news that I didn't really care about.
Well, something super huge is that Paramount
wants to buy
Warner Brothers.
I read that. Yeah,
dude, they're making a cash bid to purchase Warner Brothers.
I don't know if that's good.
Well, despite how big Paramount and Warner Brothers both are, it still wouldn't be a monopoly because Disney is still bigger. But yeah, wouldn't that be crazy? Like all of America's media would be in the hand of 3 companies, 4 if you count Netflix, I guess. But
4. I think it's just 4 major studios.
It'd be Disney, Paramount, Amazon, and Netflix at that point.
Oh my God.
Because everything else is either under the Paramount or WB branch.
Oh my God.
Or Disney already, right?
I mean, we are so heading just Naruto running into a dystopian oligarchical, cyberpunk future that we all hate.
Well, but part of that is that WB is talking about splitting back into 2 companies again. Right? They would have their networks and then their movies and streaming as a company. So they're talking about splitting, and Paramount wants to purchase it as an as-is thing. But still, I mean, as big as Disney is, and as much as Disney has going on, Merle asked about the antitrust laws, there's a precedent set by Disney to be that big and have that much going on.
And they're like, and that's fine. That's totally fine. Be unwaveringly powerful and unstoppably rich, and then that's cool as long as you're aligned with those people. So the people that make those rules usually are aligned with those people, so then therefore it's okay.
Well, and Amazon has quite a bit of stuff too, which I saw. I didn't see it in the news, but I read somewhere that Amazon was going to shut down Freevee.
Yeah, I read that too.
Which I didn't realize was an Amazon property until I saw and read that. Which kind of sucks because Freevee actually had
some stuff on it.
Some good programming, and it's free. It's with the cable bill. It's Freevee. Yeah. So that kind of blows. But talking to Amazon, Highlander got delayed. It won't come out now until sometime next year because
that's probably smart.
Henry Cavill has an undisclosed injury.
Well, didn't they say that
he injured himself in pre-production, and they won't say what happened? I imagine something in horse or sword training
for
Highlander.
Or what if he was injured in Space Marine training?
Well,
is that still happening?
That they haven't even begun pre-production.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's still in the discussion phase, and that the whole idea on that is that he is behind and in front of the camera. He's in charge of it. He makes all the calls and the shots and everything. But he would be someone. They don't know who he's supposed to be. No one knows if he's going to be the Emperor, or if he's going to be Eisenhorn, or if he's going to be
just one of them dudes,
Rabute Gilliman, or if he's going to be
a new person altogether.
No, please don't give it the Mortal Kombat treatment. Do not invent a character.
No, they will. They will.
He could be Cato Sicarius. I mean, there's unlimited Ultramarines. He could be Calgar. Yeah, I don't know. But he got hurt in the pre-production of Highlander. They're not saying what it is, but it did delay the movie.
Well, you know, the longer they take with it, hopefully the better it is. I'm not in a hurry to see that movie because it's just going to hurt my soul. So,
and isn't Amazon the one doing the Harry Potter TV show?
Believe so, yeah.
Well,
it was HBO. Was it
yes,
HBO?
HBO. Yeah. Well, and so since we were kind of talking about them a minute ago with the whole WB acquisition thing, because that's where they are. Did you see that there's a Harry Potter fanfic that's being opted into a movie?
What?
It's based on a Hermione and what's his name?
Is it
I wrote it
Slash?
down. Hermione and Malfoy fan fiction. And the dude that wrote this book, it's called
Chat GPT?
Alchemized. No, it was like some dude. I didn't write his name down.
This
But the
is
book
for
is called
real?
Alchemized, yeah. And Legendary Pictures is offering the guy upwards of $3 million to turn Alchemized into a movie.
What is the plot? Did you do enough research to find out what the plot of
No, I
Alchemized
didn't
is? 'Cause
bother researching it.
I'm
As soon
about
as
to.
as soon as it said that it was a Hermione Malfoy, like romance fanfic, I was like, I'm out. Like, I'm not. I
Okay,
do not
Alchemized
care.
movie, and let's say Alchemized is a dark,
Sinlin Yu, that's the
a
dude's
dark
name.
fantasy romance set in the war-torn world of Palladia. The story follows
Dina
Helena
is
Marino.
on board.
What? How is this? Okay.
Vince, I saw
the
that.
plot is based on the author's enormously popular Harry Potter fan fiction, Manacled, but has been reimagined as an original novel for publication.
Don't go with that AI answer. Those are always so wrong and garbage.
Okay, well,
Vince, yeah, I saw that thing about
I'll just
Mortal Kombat.
look at the Business Insider. I like, oh my god. Oh, I don't want to fucking subscribe.
The whole WB saying that Mortal Kombat got pushed because Superman did so well. I read that article like 3 times and it never made sense. They're like, it said because Superman did so well, they believe in Mortal Kombat to be able to stand on its own. So it's like they pushed it to its own a different fiscal year because they think that it can be a tent pole for 2026 instead of just hoarding money for 2025. I don't know, but I'm not in movie studios or business or money or anything like that. I'm scrounging to find somewhere that I can afford to live in Fayetteville. So
Vince and Mark Landry have some comments. Vince over on Twitch said 50 Shades of Grey was a Twilight fanfic. Yeah, that I think we talked about that here on the show years back. Mark Landry on YouTube says Harry Potter fanfic is notoriously horny, like to a very inappropriate level. So I mean, there's a lot of wands. A lot of wand jokes there. And Dina on Twitch says Manacled and All the Young Dudes are the most. All the Young Dudes. That's like the name of HP fan fiction. Oh Jesus! You're a predator, Harry. Okay, well.
hey, something else that dumb that streaming services are doing. Back to Amazon here. They are rebooting the Amityville.
Like the house.
Yeah, like the whole Amityville franchise is getting a reboot from Amazon.
Just haunted house. Just okay. I mean,
yeah, but
why?
how many
But-
movies have they made of the Amityville horrors?
I mean,
like,
too many.
Too
but-
many, right? And in addition to Amazon doing it, there's another studio called Boulder Light Pictures that's making an Amityville thing as well.
Okay,
yeah, like,
there was,
how many things can be based on like
the Amityville
one
Horror,
real
Amityville
life,
2, The Possession,
like, murder
Amityville
story?
3D, Amityville 4, The Evil Within, Amityville Curse, Amityville It's About Time, Amityville A New Generation, Amityville Dollhouse, the Amityville Horror 2005 reboot, the Amityville Haunting, the Amityville Asylum, Amityville Death House, the Amityville Playhouse, the Amityville No Escape, Amityville Exorcism, and Amityville The Awakening.
So, and that's not even all. I don't even see the ones that I recognize except for the original on that list. So it's like, yeah, the
book is spooking.
book
Big
about
spooking.
the real murder. Yeah.
I just like Amityville It's About Time. I think that one looks pretty fun. And then what was the other one that looked pretty? Amityville Playhouse. That looks funny. But and then Amityville Death House, that poster looks pretty cool. But I think that It's About Time, that one has the I wonder if it's a movie that's about time travel because it's like, oh, it's about time for the sequel. But is the movie about time? Like, we don't know, because it reminds me of like the House 2, the second story.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, wah, wah, wah. But, yeah, anyway.
Yeah, so that's super dumb. Same thing is happening with Texas Chainsaw Massacre right now. Like, one of the streaming services, like Netflix or someone, is like, yeah, we really want it. And there's like bids in to get the rights to it. But there's also some little studio that already has another Texas Chainsaw in the works. And it's like, geez, man, like, they just never let these things go or sit in one hand or anything like that. So super goofy. Which also Netflix, we got a trailer for The Rip. Did you see that? The new Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, like cop thriller, whatever. It's like based on some true story where these cops find this like $30 million or $3 million in this lady's house, and then they it's like, don't trust anyone, because it's like, who in the squad of cops, because they're like, we could just take the money and leave because the reward is only like $100,000, but here we got millions of dollars and any one of us could just walk away with it. And they get a phone call and it has like the modified voice that's like, leave the house in 30 minutes, no one has to die. And then they're like,
I wish it was all just the recorded phone call from Black Christmas, where it's like, oh, you don't understand, dirty Chinese.
Dude, speaking of dirty Chinese and things that are just awful, did you see that the trailer for Super Mario Brothers, the movie 2?
It's Black Christmas.
Mario Galaxy.
Yes, Mario Galaxy.
Poop.
Yeah.
Don't.
Why? Why are we doing that?
Yeah. Vince says Black Phone. Dude, since you...
Well, did I say Black Phone or Black Christmas?
You said Black Christmas.
Okay, gotcha.
No, but Vince asked about Black Phone. Last week, you mentioned Black Phone. And
how they turned it into Freddy Krueger.
Turning into Nightmare on Elm Street. And when we went and saw Spinal Tap, I saw that trailer. It is exactly Nightmare on Elm Street with a payphone.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
He even says, if you die in a dream...
What happens if you die in a dream?
You die in real life. Yeah, like that whole...
And the girl's like spinning around, like going...
It is Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just paint by numbers. It's the same exact movie.
Yeah. You know what, though? Something that was super cool to read and see was with... Fran Drescher having her little cameo in Spinal Tap 2.
Mm-hmm.
She was like the president of SAG or whatever.
Really?
But yeah.
That's cool.
Which is why I was surprised to see her in Spinal Tap 2. It wasn't an advertised cameo.
Yeah.
And for her to show back up, I was like, oh, she took some time. That's pretty cool. Well, you know what? Sean Astin is the new president of SAG-AFTRA.
Is he really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Congratulations, Sean Astin, man.
Cute.
Yeah,
Sean Astin's
pretty
a good
cool.
dude.
Sean Astin is a genuinely cool dude.
Just a cool guy.
Yeah.
It's our time. It's our time down here.
It's like, I've never heard anyone say anything negative
like, that's
about
Sean Astin. What a dick. No one's ever said that.
Yeah.
Like, he's just, bless his heart.
Rudy can eat one, dude. Like, it's not a thing.
Like, he sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So that's pretty cool. Congratulations, Sean Astin.
Well, that's nice. That's precious. I like good news. Okay, well, do we want to talk about what's coming out in theaters this weekend?
Sure.
There's movies, you know. There's a handful. I mean, a lot of them are kind of like indie releases. There's a whole lot going direct to streaming. Probably, I'm not going to mention a lot of these.
Jeez,
but
what am I going to watch?
Like Xeno. I don't know if you saw the trailers to this, but it looks really bad. It's
we were just talking about Space Marines, dude. I'm going to tell you what you do with Xenos.
I saw this trailer in the theater not too long ago, and it's just one of these indie. I can't tell if it's maybe faith-based or what, because it kind of reads faith-based. But it's starring absolutely no one anyone gives a shit about.
Jesus.
Yeah, all these actors are just crap. No one cares about them. But it's about this teenage girl who makes a best friend out of this scary looking alien that falls by her trailer in the desert. So basically, like, the plot of Mac and Me or any other Mac and Me adjacent ET. No, Mac and Me because like there better be a wheelchair kid like flying off the off the deal. But she.
You ever seen the supercut of Paul Rudd
being on Conan O'Brien? Yeah. And then what was it? I think at the Conan O'Brien, like he won the
final episode.
No. He won like one of these really at the Mark Twain comedy award or whatever.
Oh, really?
And then, you know, all these prestigious people or whatever, and then Paul Rudd gets up there and then shows the clip, and it's the best. Anyway, so they make friends, and in true every alien and teenage kid movie ever, everyone's like, you gotta stay away from that thing, and she's like, no, but we're friends.
Transformers is another one.
And then they escape like cops that just don't get it, and then maybe one like hardened badass is like, well, maybe this girl's onto something, and then he realizes the true power of love and friendship, and then the alien like is hurt maybe and almost dies, and then there's like a moment, and then it goes back to its fucking planet or something. I don't know.
All the FBI are there with their walkie-talkies.
And it
is what
goes,
you're saying?
Yeah.
You know what the best kid and alien becomes friend movie is ever?
Flight of the Navigator?
No, that's a good guess though. But
Yeah.
since you're going to talk about Mark Hamill in a little bit,
Star
Kid. Because Mark Hamill was in Guyver, and Star Kid is just Disney Guyver.
It is Disney Guyver.
It's like the alien suit lands on the planet and coaxes this kid into getting inside of it or whatever, and then he's like Guyver. And it's the coolest thing ever. It's like,
what was the Stephen Chow one? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And it was pretty good.
Stephen Chow wasn't in it. He just like directed it or something. Right?
Yeah. What was the name of that movie? Here, I'm just gonna look Stephen Chow up really quick.
It's right there.
It's CJ7.
Yeah.
Another Stephen Chow. Oh man, where's he been? I love Stephen Chow. What's he been doing these days? The king of stand-up comedy. Journey to the West. Oh, Journey to the West. The Demon Strike Back was like the last.
He took a big old break.
I was an actor, but what was he? He has not done anything lately.
I mean, yeah, when you're that successful at movies,
I guess you just don't have to.
For 20 years or more. Yeah, like
Dude, I love Stephen
almost
Chow.
30 years. Yeah.
But yeah, the alien teenager genre is played out. So that movie's coming out. Xeno, you can check it out. Also, this movie about football. That if you're into football, it's called The Senior. It's nearly 4 decades. It's about it's another based on a true story, just like the Burlsworth movie, all this kind of stuff. 4 decades after being kicked off his team, Mike returns to his alma mater to take the hit that changed everything. Bruised, doubted, and nearly broken, he fights for one last shot at the ending he still believes is possible.
Isn't that actor's name also? Is he playing? Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Chiklis.
Yeah, dude, the Thing from
the old
Fantastic
the
Four.
old Thing. There's very, 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 very. I can name them like on one hand. Movies about football that I care to get to ever watch.
The Replacements.
The Replacements. The Longest Yard. Both the original and remake count. Rudy.
Little Giants.
Okay, I didn't even think about Little Giants, but I'll take Little Giants. And then.
Wait, which Longest Yard?
I said both of them.
Oh yeah, okay, nice.
Yeah, they're both pretty good. And maybe The Waterboy.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. There we go. So, Star Punch and the Twitch came in with The Waterboy. The Last Boy Scout I don't count as a football movie.
Football movie.
It is a great movie, yes, but I wouldn't call Last Boy Scout a football movie. I watched that actually not too long ago. I have it on DVD. I was on a Bruce Willis thing, like the Hudson Hawk era, Last Boy Scout era, Bruce Willis, like really, really liked that pocket era of Bruce Willis movies.
Not Another Teen Movie has an excellent football subplot.
But it's not a football movie.
It is for a little bit.
Okay. Anyway, The Senior coming out in theaters this week.
It's a condensed Friday Night Lights or whatever.
Yeah, well, I didn't like Friday Night Lights. Hot take. Vince said I like Hudson Hawk. Come at me. No, I won't come at you. I'll agree with you. And Carl on Twitch, they both love some Hudson Hawk because that's a great movie about one of the best cat burglars in the biz, dude. Hudson Hawk, man. It's a great movie. I've got that on DVD as well. But another Netflix production, which is going to be coming into select theaters this week, it's called Steve. It's starring Cillian Murphy and Tracy Ullman, who you don't see very often, but it's about a teacher doing mental health stuff, feel good, but feel bad at the same time. Whatever. It's only coming in theaters so they can try and get Oscar nods for it. That's all it's doing. The two big ones that are coming out is A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. Hate the name of this movie. I really hate the name of this movie. But it is Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell in this imaginative, romantic journey walking through doors of each other's pasts. When
I saw the trailer for this, I definitely thought it was going to be a horror movie.
I hoped it was a horror movie.
Let's walk through this door in the woods. And I was like, that's
and it's
how
like, I'm in high
happen.
school, and we're learning about each other, and we're going to fall in love. Yeah. I don't like movies, like the trope. I don't like romantic comedies. Let's
Also,
just get it straight.
The Penguin and Harley Quinn should not be hooking up.
That I agree with you. That is a little. It's not bold. It's not big. It's not beautiful. But it is a journey, and I just don't like the premise of like, we don't even like each other at all, except for we spend every second around each other, and now we fall in love. Like, fuck that premise. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. It just gives people like the reasons to stay with shitty partners, because they go, maybe the fact that they hate me so much that they secretly love me, and I just gotta, dude, I hate movies like that. They're all so stupid. I just can't. It's too fantasy. Yeah, it was Big Bold Beautiful Journey. Big Bold Beautiful Journey, coming out in theaters this week, and then also coming out, this movie could possibly jump into the top list of football movies if it plays its card right. But the new Justin Tipping movie, Him. This is starring Marlon Wayans, who I really like. It's about a young athlete descending into a world of terror when he's invited to train with a legendary champion whose charisma curdles into something darker. And this trailer looks great. I'm in, man.
I was about to say the same thing, Vince. Isn't this a Jordan Peele?
No, it is produced by. He is not.
But his name's attached.
His name is attached to it because that sells things, but. It's like from the studio that Jordan Peele directed a couple of movies in, and he's throwing his money behind, but not actually doing anything for him. And, well, of course his name is big attached because it's going to sell big tickets.
I mean, yeah, after his big horror movies success there, except for whatever that Alien one was, that they were like,
I kind of liked that one.
Yeah, but everyone was like, it's going to be a big movie. And then
major twist at the end, too.
No
the
one
twist is aliens.
Watched or liked it.
Yeah, we all knew. But yeah, I mean, this trailer actually looks really interesting. It looks like an interesting new idea in movies that I haven't seen very often, and I think that's a part of my distaste for a lot of movies these days, is I keep feeling like I'm seeing, like, studios aren't taking chances on anything, and this movie looks very interesting, and I don't know if it's going to be one of the things that I really, really hate is just like crazy and over the top for crazy and over the top sakes. Or are they really trying to, if there's a narrative there, if there's a message, if there's context between all of this imagery and symbolism, like that's what I really want to see. But if it's just like, look at these crazy shits happening on screen, isn't it wild? Then I will hate this movie like most Lars von Trier movies.
Well, and what's crazy too is, despite whatever attachment he has to it, Jordan Peele's name is on there, and Jordan Peele's so big in comedy, and Marlon Wayans too, so big in comedy, and then this just to be like thriller, body horror, like weird movie, like comedy's going dark, huh? Like everyone's like,
well, Marlon Wayans. I mean, he's no stranger to serious stuff. I mean, God, you go back
well,
as
I'm not
far
saying,
as
he's not done serious stuff, but
what was the big one? In the like 90s, it was a Darren Aronofsky movie. Come on, guys, the chat.
The one with the butt
drugs,
to butt, the
and
drugs,
the butt to butt.
and he goes to is he the one that gets put in prison? No, he almost dies in the hospital.
Yeah.
I have
Requiem
it right
for
here.
a Dream.
Damn it.
Thank you, Al. I cannot believe I couldn't think of that.
I closed my eyes because I knew that if I looked up, someone would have it in the chat.
Oh,
already.
I have the DVD at home, and I have the cover memorized. Like, I just couldn't think of the words. I was just drawing a blank.
He loses his arm, right, and ends up like in the hospital or jail or both.
Yeah,
right.
It does not work out well for Marlon in that movie.
Because one of them is like in jail, one of them in the hospital, and then Jennifer Connelly is in the club doing things for drugs, and don't watch that movie.
It's a good movie. It's such a good movie.
It's not. You're right. It's a good movie, but you have to be prepared for what you're going to see in that movie. You can't just go in and be like, "Oh, look at this movie."
So it's gonna be fun. I heard this was good.
Well, we gotta put it on early because I got church tomorrow. Don't watch that movie.
You don't want to see that. And yeah, that's your movie offerings. There's some other stuff coming up.
Topich, no.
Al Topich on Twitch says, "I made a mistake of watching
mom.
my mom." Yeah, that was not a good move, my man. But anyway, all right. Well, that's what's coming out in theaters this week. Let's talk about movies that are currently already out. I will go ahead and start with The Long Walk, since he and I both watched Spinal Tap, so we will talk about that second. The Long Walk, man. This you've seen the trailer a bunch. It's from Stephen King's first novel that he wrote and directed by Francis Lawrence, and it's starring basically I would say an ensemble cast of some of the soon-to-be brightest stars in Hollywood. Throw these up-and-comer emotes out there. Because holy crap, this movie is not for everybody. In the theater was packed when I went and saw it, and I'm pretty sure 70% of the people that left that theater unhappy. This movie is not it's not a fun movie to watch. It's not exciting. It's not uplifting. It's not.
What part of it would make you think?
I think people are going to think there's going to be you're going to win. There's going to be some sort of
like it's going to be Hunger Games.
Like Hunger Games, which it's like, here's this horrible thing, and then this girl's going to somehow single-handedly overtopple decades of systematic capitalistic oppression with her fucking 3 fingers and an arrow, and somehow does, right? Because her dad is all this shit. In fact, this book is what inspired a lot of the Hunger Games to start with. This book was written in 1979, so I did hear some people leave that theater going, they just copied the Hunger Games. And I was like,
Hunger Games was a ripoff of Battle Royale.
Yes, it was Battle Royale on this. So they made some minor changes to the original story that Stephen King was both approving of, and I think worked more tastefully, because I went and read some of the pages of what did get changed. And I need to say it. The casting on this was unbelievable. These are the people that are going to be running Hollywood in another 10 years. Like David Johnson, I could give this boy an Oscar right now. David Johnson is just incredible to watch on screen. Cooper Hoffman, I mean, he's, for a guy that just looks so normal and boring, just like his father, you cannot stop watching him on screen. He's just such a great actor. Tut Nyot is fantastic. He just steals every scene that he's in. Ben Wang, who I talked about with Karate Kid Legends. I mean, that movie wasn't the best, but his performance was really, really well done, and his performance in this was even better. Charlie Plummer was really great in this. I mean, and to a point where Judy Greer and Mark Hamill, who were like the seasoned powerhouses to be attached to this, their performances were lackluster in comparison to some of the. No, I'm serious. Like, you know, and I love Mark Hamill, and I will never say anything bad about him. But we've all seen Mark Hamill enough, and we know we're so familiar with his voice work. Where this voice, you know, we know the Mark Hamill voice when he's like being some kind of nefarious bad guy, and he used that character as the Major, and so all I could kind of, I was like, okay, well, that's Mark Hamill. I know it's Mark Hamill, and I love him for it. But I was not getting lost in the characters like this, and it had a very Stand By Me vibe. You know, the way that it was shot. It takes place in sort of this ambiguous timeline of the United States, like it's like post World War II.
So Mark Hamill was Kiefer Sutherland. Is that what you're saying?
Basically, yeah. It takes place in what looks to be like the late 70s, early 80s, sort of like there's maybe a Cold War situation going on, but there was a big war that threw the United States into an economic disaster. So it's an alternate timeline, of course, and these kids are selected to represent each state, and there's 50 of them that are chosen. And then over time, you know, obviously they all dwindle down, and the last one standing wins the prize, like unimaginable riches. And this whole thing is used to like encourage people to work hard because laziness has become such an epidemic in the United States, and you know, blah 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 blah, things that are pretty relevant today that people complain about. But anyway, this movie was super dark and super interesting, and it was just about friendship and collaboration and freedom of speech. And there was just, you know, it shows that Stephen King is a really, really good author, right? You know, for the fact that he has written so many books, so many of them forgettable. This one was really good, and the ending is not happy. You know, you know, just by the predication of this film's existence and the storyline, 49 of these kids die. Yeah. You know,
that's the premise, is they don't stop until there's only one.
Right, and it gets all the way down to that moment, and it's powerful, you know, and it's a movie about life, and it's a movie about perseverance and just physical limits of the human body. And another really interesting thing about this movie is this doesn't happen very often in Hollywood. They shot it chronologically, which most movies are not shot anywhere in any sort of order of which they are then edited together and shown to us. You know, they're like, all right, we're going to be at this location. But they shot this movie completely chronologically because the director wanted to, like, establish the bonds of these actors too. It's like, okay, well, this is day one. You guys don't really know each other. By the end of this,
definitely has to help with the emotional portrayal of the movie. Rather than be like, all right, yeah, we're going to film day one and we're going to film day 50, and then we're going to jump somewhere in the middle, and
Yep.
And it's like,
and then also just the physical exertions of the body, and then their outfits can just get increasingly more crusty and dirty, and everything just syncs up really, really well because of it. And it's one of those things that you're wondering why it flows so well, and it's because of that, you know. Probably was pretty easy to edit too. But anyway, I really recommend this movie. I think this movie's fantastic in a sense that it's really good storytelling. It's really, really good character building, which is another thing that you don't see a lot in movies, where it's just these characters somehow are just a vehicle to get to the bomb that stops ticking at 3 seconds too late and the world is saved. Or, you know, this character's the laser arm guy and that's his entire character. You know, these are real character stories, and you get a lot more emotion, you get a lot more genuine bonding from those characters, and there's a lot more consequence when one of these characters, you know, gets shot in the face or whatever. So, because it happens 49 times, and none of it is great. But anyway,
and they can't fit all of those into their own scenes, right? They must montage a few of them.
Yeah, there's a really, really rough scene that just comes out of nowhere, where it's about the only period on the long walk where there's a really steep incline, and it's like at the mile 104 mark or 100 whatever mark, and they're like, well, we're gonna need somebody out, and it's, they have to stay going at 3 miles an hour. And it's night, and they're tired, and it weeds a whole bunch of them out, and it's just like tap 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 tap, and kids are just dropping, and they do not hold any punches on gore in this either. It is kind of tough to watch, and it's kind of gross to watch. There's like pooping and peeing, and heads getting blown off, and ankles breaking, and like it was a little brutal to watch, but I think that it was important to see all that stuff. Watching this one dude try not to stop walking at 3 miles an hour, but then he's having like a stomach problem from the rations, and he's like shitting his ass, and he like has his pants down, and he's like just shit, just like flying out of his ass, and they're just like, dude, and you're like, don't stop though, and he's like, ah, and he's crying and he's shitting, and it was a powerful moment.
Jeez, that has to be hard.
Yeah. Have you ever? I mean, think about how hard it would be to like walk and shit at the same time.
It's true.
Right?
I hadn't even considered that. I just thought about like how hard it would be to walk that many miles without stopping, because they don't get rest, right? It's
no.
Just like,
so here's the deal. They get 3 warnings, right? And 3 warnings in a 3-hour time frame. If you use up all your warnings, you get your ticket, which is they shoot you in the face. So, you can use your warnings, like if you're like slowing down a minute, it's like warning, and it's a few seconds, and then they're like, all right, well, it's your second warning, and it's your third. So some of the guys, like, they'll use that to like tie a shoe, or to like take a quick shit, or to, like whatever. But then they're like, okay, well, you use your warnings, you can't stop again for 3 hours. And so that's kind of how they explain all that away. So yeah. Good storytelling. I recommend it. The Long Walk. It's in theaters. You can check it out. It visually though, I mean, look at this frame right here. I'm gonna see if I can put it up on our little TV viewer. But that is some Stand By Me looking shit right there. Like it visually looks. I mean, you just immediately want to go, that's a classic. There's just something about that frame that just looks right. And anyway, yeah, good movie. All right. Okay. Shall we get to the cushion pushing? What's Spinal Tap?
Yeah, I knew what you meant, but
the sweet of the berry, the whatever. I can't. How's all the words go? You just said it.
Yeah. The yeah.
There's a whole bunch of different
big
things.
Bottoms is
big bottom, but how's
on the base and on the base?
How do all of the bigger the cushion, the sweeter the pushing? Obviously that one, and then like, but what are some of the
looser the waistband, the deeper the quicksand?
Yes, that's. Yeah. What, do you know any other ones?
Man, if I had the song and stuff going, I could probably sing. Did you see me singing along to the songs at times?
Yeah. I forgot how many.
Like, if I watch the first one, I'm singing, Big Bottom and Sex Farm. And
I will say that I forgot, because it's been a long time since I watched.
When Hellhole came on.
Hellhole, yeah. That's a good one.
I was singing that one.
But I forgot how, because it's been a long time since I've watched the Spinal Tap movie. And I forgot how deeply rooted in like folk music Christopher Guest is. Mm-hmm. Like even Spinal Tap by like metal standards is very folky, and there's a lot of folk music in this movie.
Well, that's the whole thing, is that like the first movie was their evolution into a metal band, because they stayed with the trends of music, and this is showing that when they reached Spinal Tap, rather than whatever they were called all the times before, when they were keeping up with like the Flower People song and stuff like that, was like, this is where they stayed, right? And that was the end, but the end has continued, and now they're old dudes. And a lot of things that I've been seeing now is that everyone's like, oh, it's really slow, it doesn't really crank it up the way it's supposed to. That's the point, and I don't think that people understand it. I thought that this was a perfect continuation.
I think, yeah, I will agree with you. I really enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it more after the movie had a chance to like simmer, because I think that's one of the things with Christopher Guest's style of writing and comedy is that these movies are kind of they exist in a space that's larger than the 90 to 120 minute runtime that the movie exists in. Best in Show, Mighty Wind, Spinal Tap, Waiting for Guffman. These are all movies that are super, super classics, but like weren't, oh my God, blockbuster phenomenons when they came out. It's just like people watch them and go, you know what? That was really good.
Yeah.
And there's humor in it for everyone. And it's a timeless humor, which is something that a lot of comedies don't ever manage to land. Is everything is just so timely with a lot of comedy, but this is, they're creating these characters. These jokes are timeless. The humor is something that can, I think, cross a lot of humor boundaries. And I will say it was slow. It was a slow paced movie, but I think it's a documentary,
And I think the point of that is that they're old and that they're slowed down, and it was keeping pace with them,
with aging,
and it all played very well. I think it read on the screen exactly the way that it was supposed to be for like these older guys who have really slowed down. They've stepped away from being big rock and roll touring band, but they still live that like rock and roll.
There was a scene in this movie that I think really summed up the movie to why it's relevant and why it's funny in 2025. And it's the scene, Jake, where they first walk into the studio and they're like, oh, this is all for us? Oh, hell yeah. And then the three of them start harmonizing, and it's actually kind of nice and they sound really good. But like the two young people that were there, like the producer and the tour manager, are like, what the fuck is this? Can we shut up? Are they gonna keep doing this? Like,
right.
Is this what this is gonna be like? And they do the whole thing and they finish the song and they're like, oh, hell yeah. But to everybody else in the room, they're like, we're bored.
Well, and yeah, that the guy that they bring on who flat out is like, I don't get music. I don't like music.
Understand music.
And his whole job is being in charge of bands. I think that was funny. And last week we had said something about we didn't think it would be laugh out loud funny just because it's not necessarily that style.
Yeah.
This movie is laugh out loud funny in many instances.
A handful of laugh out loud moments for me, and that's fairly rare. I wouldn't say I was like slapping my knee the whole entire movie, but I would say that I definitely, you heard me like laugh a handful of times.
Yeah,
I'm
both
like,
of us.
I was like, this is so stupid.
Vince said he looked up Christopher Guest's most successful movie. I'm going to guess Best in Show or Mighty Wind. Probably Best in Show. Yeah, man, I would
say what Best in Show as well.
I really liked this, and I thought that it was a very good continuation of the first movie. And that the characters were spot on. All of the just improv lines and like the dumb stuff that they choose to say.
Well, they were having fun,
dude. Yeah, they were clearly having a great time and living in the characters, and all the interviews they've been doing since just add to the movie. Like,
because they're so in character.
This is a movie that finding the things outside of the movie adds to the movie because it's the documentary continued. And
that's a part of the gag, you know. I mean, that these characters they don't talk about this movie not in character, which is kind of also funny, right. Because it's a documentary, right? These are supposed to be real people, and it's like the gag is bigger than the movie.
From the first movie, these characters have become like Spinal Tap is a real band. It was the Monkees thing. When they started, they didn't know how to play the instruments. They weren't in music, but they learned it so that they could continue, and it became real. And the second movie adds to it, and they brought back some of the classics. They had a couple of clips from the old movie, but I think doing it in the documentary style made it work out well. It wasn't like Happy Gilmore where a third of the movie is just the old movie for no reason. Family Guy style would be like, this is funny because of this, and now you're in on the joke, and now you can laugh. This movie was like, hey, remember this, and they narrate over it and they show something and they're like, what about that? And it makes sense to do it. And there was the cameos were all really good. The guest appearances by Fran Drescher and Paul Schaefer were really good. I did not expect to see them come back in this movie.
Yeah, reprising their roles.
Yeah, so that was really good.
That was pretty fun. And of course, Paul McCartney and Elton John. Like Elton John at the end was just what a good sport he was about the whole thing. And he's like, "Fuck Spinal Tap," and it was. I would say that. Even the Chad Smith and Lars Ulrich bit, even though Lars Ulrich can go crash a car, I thought it was pretty funny.
The bit was, they're like, hey, you know who sucks? Lars Ulrich.
And then Lars Ulrich was like, do you know who sucks? Chad Smith.
Yeah. But it was like, hey, you know who'd be a great drummer to go on tour with?
And
so
die?
He can die?
Lars.
Yeah, that was really funny.
So, I mean, I think you have to... You have to appreciate Spinal Tap to get this movie.
Yeah, and I think this movie spoke to its audience, and that audience in particular being us. And it was a good time.
It was fun.
I really liked it. The music was good, of course. They had some of the old songs, and then they had plenty of new songs all sprinkled in and everything, which the album is out. And I went to the bookstore after, and they had the album sitting out there, and I looked at the track listing, and there's quite a few.
Did you not buy it?
No, I don't have a CD player.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's not why you buy albums anymore. You just buy them because... You
buy a CD
to
just to have a CD.
To have it.
If I knew for a fact that there was something fun in the booklet, if there was a booklet instead of just a cover, I would do that.
Vince on Twitch says, so basically your review is if you know, you know. Kinda.
You definitely don't have to, but
it definitely enhances the bit. Because there's not a whole lot of clips from the original. Not like there's less clips from the original than there was in the Karate Kid Legends movie, which was mostly a clip show of the original Karate Kid movie. But this one,
they revisited the jokes that they could still get more out of, and they left the other ones on the shelf, which was great. Like they didn't revisit the Turn It to 11, but instead had him with way too many pedals.
The pedals
for no reason.
What do you have this one? Listen.
Yeah. And I like the resolution to the mystery of why they were mad at each other, that they don't give you until the end. And it's
like during the credits.
Yeah, and it was perfect. Yeah, there's.
Well, I have to say
really
Michael McKean is one of the funniest humans on Earth.
Him talking mad shit on Paul McCartney.
That's worth watching. So for all of you that are like, if I don't know, then maybe I don't want to see it.
Him just being a pissed off old man was great.
Watching Michael McKean shoot down Paul McCartney and be like, yeah, that's fine. We don't need any input, thanks.
Actually, I'm getting really tickled just thinking about him. Like every time there was something that he hated, he would just have some like old man rib.
My favorite one was where he told him, he's like, yeah, that's great. Can we just hear all about it later?
Yeah.
And can we just hear all about that later?
He definitely did the like, oh, that's great. Who sings that song? Let's keep it that way. Like he did that type of thing 5 or 6 different ways.
It was good.
It was really good. And him having like his like stupid hobbies and projects that like he was so proud of, and like the pride that he has on his face where he's like, it's good, right?
It's good.
And everyone else is like, yeah.
So if you know, you know, Spinal Tap, it probably won't be in theaters for very long. It'll be hitting streaming probably pretty soon. It's not doing very well at the box office. I could have told you that. I knew this movie wasn't going to make a lot of money.
Dude,
but the budget was only $20 to $22 million.
It's bound to take off when it's on VOD or streaming.
Yeah,
for sure.
I feel like all the graying of America will tune into this when it hits Amazon.
Yeah, because I think it's like biggest audience is probably people that are like, I don't want to go to the theater.
They're scary. I have to get in the automobile and drive. Anyway, all right. Well, Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. It is in theaters right now. You can check it out. So speaking of what's in theaters right now, it's the box office time. I'm going to hand it over to Jake. We're going to give you the top 10 movies in the United States. Domestic numbers mainly. We'll throw in some international numbers for the big boys. To Star Pudge Telemaster's Twitch comment about putting on pants to go see the theater. Yeah, dude, go support, man.
I think one thing that did suck was that our theater had front speakers only. None of the surround speakers.
That was that tiny little theater.
I feel like this could have been a really fun movie in the theater if you would have got, because they basically give you a concert at the end of the movie, because it's like the end. It's their big concert that they prep the whole movie for. And I feel like if we would have had speakers working in the theater, that would have been really something in the movie theater. Out here in the theater experience is so dumb.
Dina said on Twitch, yeah, but you're in DC, right? It's the people being buttholes. It's not worth it. But I mean, in a movie like Spinal Tap, you're probably only going to be in theater with people that are also in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people that are like into it and want to pay attention to it.
So, okay, well, yeah, let's top 10, which is start with number 10.
Yeah, dude, crazy.
What?
Sound of Music 60th anniversary from Fathom Events brought in $1.6 million, making it the 10th biggest grossing movie last week.
Which
wild.
is crazy.
And then just above it is Spinal Tap 2 and continues, which was, like we said, in less than half the theaters in the nation. It also brought in $1.6 million here for that one. I imagine it's going to blow up, especially as people are like, yeah, dude, it's still good. It holds up. It's a good sequel. And then at number 8, dropping from the number 4 spot, Freakier Friday, but it's been out for 6 weeks. That's wild. $2 million brought in by it, bringing it up to 91.1 in the U.S. Another 57 elsewhere in the world. So almost $150 million for a sequel no one needed.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
And then at number 7, Hamilton re-release, $2.2 million brought in by that one in its second week out from Disney, bring it up to just under 15 million
for just a recording of the Broadway.
Added some theaters to it. And then at number 6, Weapons, $2.7 million brought in by that one. 6 weeks out already. Dang. Almost $150 million so far here in the theaters. Another 112, so it's at 260. Did pretty good.
Did all right.
And then at number 5, another re-release, Toy Story.
Crazy.
I didn't even know this.
Yeah.
Walt Disney had put that one out. Just under $3.5 million brought in by that one, which the original Toy Story in theaters. Wow.
That's weird. I don't know if I'd want to see it though. Like, I mean, I think I got everything I needed out of that movie because the animation is so shitty now that I'm like, okay. But the story's great.
I was about to say, Vince comments that almost triple what Spinal Tap made, but it's a kids movie, and it's now a classic kids movie. It was timeless when it released, and I think it's something that a lot of people can take their kids to.
Go, oh man, I watched this when I was your age.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they can do that now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
People went from being Andy to being Andy's mom, but it's just one of those things. But it reminded me of Spinal Tap where the skull had the butt. I forgot. So Spinal Tap's not it's not designed to be kid friendly, in its format or its jokes or anything. So that makes sense. Opening at number 4, The Long Walk, $11.7 million. Big jump from number 4 to number 5. Has not yet brought in numbers international. Yeah. So, and then at number 3, Downton Abbey, the grand finale. From Focus Entertainment brought in $18.1 million, another 12.3 elsewhere, so it's already grossed more than $30 million. I might hit up Downton Abbey, and Jake's here with his review. One day I'll come back, and just every week I'll tell you about all the Downton Abbey I've watched, but I'll need to be able to stay awake first. And then at number 2, The Conjuring Last Rites, $25.6 million, and its second week out has brought in just under $130.6 million, $202 million elsewhere, so it has
horror movies, dude.
Third of $1 billion total.
People love these horror movies.
They do, and the Amityville thing is people from Conjuring making that. So it just continues, man.
But Dina on Twitch just brings up a really interesting point: a 70% dive from last week to this week. But I think it's just because that opening weekend was so huge.
Dude, and I'll tell you one thing, man. This number 1 movie, our theater when we went was full,
packed.
Full of people flooding in to watch this movie. And it might be why everyone else stayed away from the theater for all the other movies, because it was weebs everywhere. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Infinity Castle brought in $70.6 million. I saw a thing where it's like one of the highest grossing anime movies in the U.S. ever, period. It blew away Pokemon the movie when Pokemon was at the height of Pokemon craze. And dude, yeah, I am not a weeb, but the people at our theater sure were. Every time they were outside of my theater, dude, it was endless hordes of weebs, and another $283 million across the globe. Dude, Demon Slayer movie has brought in
so much money.
$3.5
I mean,
million.
I remember when I think it was the Mugen Train movie came in. It was the Demon Slayer Mugen Train, and it was in theaters. I went and saw that.
I was about to say, yeah.
And it was fun. It was really fun seeing it in the theater. I have not really kept up with Demon Slayer since that arc, and so I didn't really have a chance to get excited about this one. But damn, $70 million number one opening, $70 million. That's huge, man.
Dude, massive, dude. I can't think.
Beast.
I can't think of a PC word to use, but like the people that watch Demon Slayer and K-pop have been showing up.
I mean,
man.
You could take number 2 through number like 12, or almost everything else that was in the box office. Total it up, and it still wouldn't make what Demon Slayer made. That's crazy. Hey, man. Hey, that's how they're doing it. Well,
remember like 25 years ago where if you're like, I think anime is cool, everyone's like, shut up, dude.
You're a nerd. You're a dork. You're a weeb. Now you're like, I'll be your girlfriend. Like, what happened? Like, why did we miss that era where it's like, oh, you're a goth weeb?
Dude.
I'll be your girlfriend. Like, I was like, I'm a goth weeb. And they're like, here's a wedgie, and no girl's ever going to talk to you ever,
That
you
is definitely what
freaking
sucks
nerd.
about being old. I missed out on being a professional competitive gamer and like people thinking garbage like that's cool. Yeah,
I know. Jeez. Well, anyway, that's our show. Thanks for tuning in.
Guyver.
Yeah, dude. Excuse me. Well, we're going to get out of here. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever it is you like to like and subscribe. We're on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitch Live. This is a live show. It is recorded every Monday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. You can get in here. You can get into the comments. You can be one of those people we're talking to and referencing. Or you can catch up on our Discord. Just go to our link tree, driveinspeakerbox.com. Or if you don't want to do any of that shit, just tell your smart speaker to play the Drive-In Speaker Box podcast. Search for it wherever it is you download podcasts. We'll see you next week.
See you.
As you leave the theater, folks, please be careful. Don't let this happen to your car. Be sure to remove the speaker before you leave. If you should accidentally pull a speaker loose, please turn it in at our snack bar or box office. Thank you.